Now from Citi Field in Flushing, New York, we welcome you to another edition of Baseball on the Show. It's the one-game National League wildcard playoff between the San Diego Padres and the New York Mets. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa. And Danny, as we take in the historical comparison there, these are two franchises that have to feel good about earning their way here into the postseason.
Well, I really love these one-game wildcard matchups to kick off the postseason. Kind of tough that your season comes down to one game after such a grinding season, but what's better than a winner-go-home game, especially when that's the case for both teams? Should be a lot of fun to watch.
The old holdout purists may scoff, but I gotta tell you, this is as exciting as it gets, folks. One game to decide who moves on. It's the wildcard playoff on the Show. And it comes your way next. Jacob deGrom gets the nod here at home for the National League wildcard game. Dan, any thoughts?
Well, Matt, if my life was on the line, Jacob deGrom would be pitching that game for me. Approaches triple digits regularly. Incorporated that four-seam fastball a couple of seasons ago. He can sink it, has a great slider, curveball, and changeup combination. I don't think there's a pitcher in the sport right now that has the tools and the weapons and knows how to use them like deGrom does.
Now here's the first offering. Barack Hamilton is at the plate now as he looks at strike one.
First pitch, 7-0-7.
The windup and the 0-1. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And he takes one off the inside corner for ball two. And we'll see some 40s before things are said and done tonight. Right now, 51 degrees at first pitch. Now a bouncing ball for the shortstop, Lindor. And there's one down now. Now at the plate is Trent Grisham. First pitch of the AB on its way. Ooh, started him with the change, and it's 0-1. One and one. Grisham is a guy that has a lot of speed, no doubt about that. And while that's certainly a weapon for him offensively, it could be argued that it benefits him just as much on the defensive side of the ball, given the position he plays.
And not only just speed, but first-step quickness speed. He's able to track balls down that other guys cannot get to. And sometimes that's half the equation.
And he lays off it to even the count 2-2. And he takes ball three, so it's a full count now.
Looked to be a pitch that caught a lot of the plate right there, so that might be a little indication of the strike zone we can expect the rest of the way.
And he lays off here, ball four, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with one away.
And that's the beauty of having a guy in the two-hole like him. He's almost like another leadoff hitter, working a walk with just one out, and I think there's a good chance that he's going to be on the move at some point.
Here now is Juan Soto. In previous duels with deGrom, he's a .333 hitter. He's also gone down on strikes 5 times. Here's the first pitch. Pitch outside, the throw. And it's far too late as he steals second with ease. So he swipes second successfully, but you have to wonder now if that might actually end up taking the bat out of the hands of one of their better hitters.
Well, that's a good point, Matt, but I'd be a little surprised if that's the case. It's still early and the game is tied, so that would be a pretty cautious move to pitch around him here or just walk him flat out.
And there is our officiating crew in this one, calling balls and strikes, Mr. Freddie Ferguson.
Hey, D-Roy, you better be ready to swing, particularly at that low pitch. Freddie Ferguson, low ball umpire.
Yeah, it makes it tough on the offense. I was a guy who liked the low ball, but that usually means those guys are susceptible to that slider in the dirt. You have to see the ball up, and this guy doesn't give you a chance.
The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in right here.
Full count now. Pulled toward right center field. Garcia on the run. He makes the catch, and the runner from second will tag and head for third. And he's up to third safely now with 2 gone in the inning.
That was a nice job to track that one down in the alley because it definitely saved the run from scoring. Instead, he's only able to move up to third.
And that'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. Great chance to drive in a run here in the early going. He's set. Here it comes. 2 outs here with a runner at third. And here's one that misses to the Friars shortstop. It's a ball and a strike. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Padres shortstop ahead with a 3-ball 1-strike count.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Pilar is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. 1 left for San Diego. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Blake Snell is on the mound for the visitors in this NL wildcard matchup. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
You know, the key for Blake Snell is getting him out on that mound every 5 days. He's had some injuries over the course of his career, but there's no doubting the stuff. He's another guy, upper 90s fastball, good curveball. His slider's gotten a lot better, and he'll mix in an occasional changeup. This guy has a chance to be a dynamic pitcher every time he takes the mound.
The 0-1 pitch. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
J.D. Davis the next to bat. As he connects on the first pitch with a fly ball to center. Grisham is there, 2 gone.
Batting third, the second baseman, number 6.
At the plate now is Jeff McNeil. First cuts for him here with the bases open and 2 away. Here's the pitch.
As a veteran out on the mound, that's a pitch that you expect to get a call on. Got to believe he keeps pounding that spot until he builds a rapport with the umpire.
That one's going to find the seats. Strike one. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
You see that so much, left-on-left matchup. That slider down in a way that you get a bad swing on it. There's so many few left-handed hitters that are willing to drive the ball up the middle the other way.
And a good fastball swung on and missed for strike three, and the inning is over. Mets go down 1-2-3. Still no score. New inning set to get underway, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Eric Hosmer. Here's the pitch. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. A ball and a strike to the Padres first baseman.
Little hesitation right there by the batter. There's great execution by the pitcher down and away. But that looked like a late swing. Could have been sitting on something else.
Lewis, patrolling center, makes the play. 1 out.
Batting six, the right fielder, number 4, Will Myers.
Stepping up is Will Myers. Now here's the pitch.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
A ball and a strike. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. And he wouldn't have made contact with that one with an or. It's 2-2.
That front door slider is a devastating pitch. By the time you realize it's in the zone, it's too late, and you can't even put a good swing on it.
And it's fouled away. And another foul ball. No score here as we play inning number 2. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Pillar's there. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. So now here is Austin Nova. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. First pitch on the way. Too low, 1-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Well, they're certainly letting you know as an offensive unit that they're going to be patient. As a pitcher on the mound right now, you have to recognize that and start attacking in the zone early.
Lewis able to track it down for the 3rd out. Padres down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Last half of the second set to go. And here comes the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. The 1-0. Misses, ball 2. Two balls and a strike.
Nasty 2-0 slider right there for a strike. No shame in tipping your hat.
And there's a base hit on the line.
Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will. And Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
So here is Avisail Garcia as he'll take a look at ball 1. Previous history with Blake Snell, a number of meetings. He's 1 for 7. Alonso on at first, nobody out. There's a fastball on the inner third taken for a strike. Heading out towards shallow right. Myers is under it, 1 away.
Batting 6th, the center fielder, Kyle Lewis.
Now at the plate here is Kyle Lewis. Here's the first pitch to him. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Now the 0-2 pitch. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
James McCann is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. From the belt, the pitch. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
You know, he fell behind 2-0, Matty, but he battled right there and got right back in this count. An aggressive fastball, middle of the zone.
Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. And a full count for James McCann. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Mets leave 1. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the Cal Berkeley product Marcus Semien is the first to bat in the inning. Now here's the pitch. Marcus Semien is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. In previous duels with DeGrom, he's hitless in 3 at-bats. Goodness, 0-2 now.
I know we want to focus on the offense and how bad they've been so far, but can we give some love to the pitcher? He has had these guys in the rocking chair all day.
Low and away with that one. It's 1-2. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. And this pitch is taken high and away to fill the count. It's 3-2.
You can bet they'd love ball 4 here. That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
So now the pitcher, Blake Snell. This is a textbook sacrifice situation, so let's see if that's the call. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. And he pops up the bunt attempt. DeGrom is there, and he'll bring this one in. Next to the plate for the Padres, Barack Hamilton. He bounced out last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground the way this defense is.
And he's into second safely with a stolen base.
You know, I like the aggressiveness there. They haven't cracked the scoreboard to this point, so it's clear they're trying to manufacture something by forcing the action. We'll see if it works out for them.
1-1 to San Diego's leadoff batter.
His heater's got some late ride through the zone. A lot of late swings right now. You're only going to get to that pitch if you get the front foot down early.
The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out in front on that slider. I think he goes to the well one more time with that pitch.
And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. And the throw to first is there to record the second out. In to hit will be Trent Grisham. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch coming. Here it is. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And a nice job keeping it close. It's ball 1. The 1-0. Tries to change up on him there, but it's a ball. 2-1. Ball 3.
If you're at the plate right now, you have to realize who's on deck. I guarantee you something's over the heart of the plate. You have to be aggressive in the zone right here.
3-1. Here it is. 3-1 is a fastball, and he can't connect. 3-2.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off speed.
But we'll have to press pause as that strike 3 to retire the side. Padres leave 1. Home half of the 3rd coming up. No score. Striding in is Kevin Pillar. He'll match up with Blake Snell now to lead off the inning.
Left fielder, Kevin.
First pitch of the AB on its way. A ball and a strike. Two and 1 the count to Pillar. Into the windup and the pitch. Now a ball lined to the right side. And Hosmer won't be able to get a glove on it. It's a fair ball. And the Mets have something going with nobody out. It's a leadoff double.
So with your pitcher due up next, you can either have him bunt or you can even think about having him show bunt to draw the corners in and then let him swing away. Depends on how much confidence they have in him with the bat in his hands.
To the plate now, Jacob deGrom.
And he'll promptly send it in the air out to center field.
Grisham is under it to make the catch for out number 1. Now back to the top of the Mets order, digging in, Francisco Lindor. First time up, he went down looking.
Yeah, Matty, and he was locked up by a good fastball for strike 3 last time. I'm interested to see if they attack him the same way. Come at him with hard velo late or snap something off in the dirt to see if he'll fish. Hey, make no mistake about it, this lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding his own.
In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. From the belt, the pitch. A ball and 2 strikes.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
From the belt, the pitch. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Great spot on that 2-2 fastball. You can't place it on the inside corner any better than that. And as a hitter, there's just not a whole lot you can do with that unless you're looking for it and time it just right. Love seeing a guy that can work the inside with his fastball.
In now, J.D. Davis. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Flew out in his only at-bat so far. One-0 pitch coming. Hit hard to short. Scooped up. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. Mets strand 1. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. All set for the start of the 4th. And next it'll be the outfielder, Juan Soto.
The old adage, pitching and defense have been stellar so far. They've certainly kept both offenses in check.
Now the pitch. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Still all zeros in the run column here in the 4th inning. Dan, does this continue or does somebody score here?
I think this continues for a while, Matt. Both of these pitchers are throwing very well, throwing strikes, having good command of their off-speed pitches. This is going to be one of those low-scoring affairs.
The 2-0. 3-0 now. Fernando Tatis Jr. is on deck. .30 pitch. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
Hey, this pitcher better be careful right here. My man at the plate is not trying to push something to the opposite field.
Pops this one up. Davis in foul ground. 1 away. So bases are empty with 1 gone. And up steps the big bat of Fernando Tatis Jr. First offering on its way. In there for strike 1, 0-1.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on. And if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And that is swung on and missed. He's down on strikes, and the first two are retired here to begin inning number 4.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
Eric Hosmer to the plate now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Boy, that fastball is just sizzling up there. 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Woo-wee. That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
Padres still with the big goose egg in the hit column thus far. Still 1-2.
I love the fact that the hitter was able to foul that pitch away. I always thought with 2 strikes, you give the pitcher that inside part of the plate and you do your best to cover away.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had to wait back on the changeup, and he did a good job just to make contact. The 2-2 one more time. Froze him for strike 3, and that retires the side. Fair to say, oh my goodness, these folks are not headed for a career on Broadway. We're back with more of this wild card showdown after this. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Jeff McNeil.
The second baseman, number 6.
First delivery to him.
Off the plate ball.
You know, sometimes it takes a pitcher a few pitches to get going, but those 2 pitches weren't even close. Falls behind at a count 2-0. It's time to start getting locked in.
The 2-0. Fastball swung on and grounded out towards second. Simeon's there, and there's 1 away. So here's Pete Alonso. He collected a base hit his first time up. Here's the pitch. And they'll try and get him out in front to start the at-bat, but this misses off the plate away. It's ball 1. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Starts to go around, but the home plate umpire says he held up ball 2.
Even though he was fooled in the box right there by that pitch, he was able to keep his hands back, not overcommit, and stay in this at-bat.
Swing, and there it goes. He got all of this one. Gone! So a solo shot here to left center field, and the Mets are on the board first, 1-0.
And as we take another look at that one on Show Track, the story behind that home run was speed, and the speed with which it was launched off the bat. Didn't have a ton of height on it, but 113 miles an hour, an impressive exit velocity.
So here's Avisail Garcia as he swings and lifts it in the air out to left field. Soto is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out. Stepping in once again is Kyle Lewis. Struck out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play.
The windup and the 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
You go down 0-2 to a guy with this pitch arsenal, you just got to find a way to shorten up and battle, put something in play.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And they'll try to bounce a curveball on 0-2, but he holds back. It's 1-2 now. And a half-hearted swing there as they tie him up inside for the 3rd strike, and the inning is over. But the Mets are able to tack on 1 thanks to the solo homer. We're through 4. It's 1-0 Mets. Welcome back to Flushing, Queens. Before we get back to baseball, let's check in with Heidi.
Matt, I talked with San Diego's manager during the inning break about the Padres' offensive production to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. No, they have not scored yet, but they have been successful in running up the pitch count, something they feel will eventually pay dividends on the scoreboard as the starter gets tired and they are forced to go to the bullpen. For now, they're sticking to the plan.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And standing in is the veteran outfielder, Will Myers. First pitch coming. Here it is. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Got him to go after that one. He's in a quick hold, 0-2.
This is one of the things that makes him so effective as a pitcher, able to pound the zone with all different options.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Some guys with big arms like this, they're just chuckers. They just throw the ball as hard as they can, and where it ends up isn't that big of a concern, but that wasn't the case there. That was a very well-pitched fastball right on the corner at the knees. Good luck hitting that one.
That'll bring up Austin Nola. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. And he'll try to check his swing here, but he'll have no such luck. It's strike 1. Outside, 2-1.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch. But if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
No runs, no hits, no errors in the ballgame for the Padres. Shin high fastball that time, ball 3.
Time to wake up the offense right here. 3-1 count, all in on something over the heart of the plate.
Fastball too low, and that's ball 4.
The batter, number 10, second baseman, Marcus
Next to dig in, Marcus Semien. He drew a base on balls his first time up. He's set and the pitch. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
You rarely see a pitcher of this quality throw one right down the middle, and man, as a hitter, probably a good chance you're not going to see that pitch again.
Nola stands at first with one out. And this one's in the dirt. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. Runner at second here with one man out. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are two gone.
He showed right there why having a good changeup is so valuable. 2-2, and he flips one up there that the bottom really falls out at the last minute. It's so hard to pick up, and it's even harder to make good contact with.
At the plate, Blake Snell, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
Now a swing, and he gets him to pop it up, but this will land untouched.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in a run.
And he struck him out, his seventh of the ball game, and that ends the inning. One left for San Diego. It remains 1-0. So now to the plate, James McCann looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
McCann.
50th pitch of the game on its way. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right when they drafted this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar. Everybody knows this guy's name, and kids are buying his jerseys.
Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Left side, reined in. And that's out number one.
Now batting, left fielder.
Next up for New York, Kevin Pillar. He doubled his last time up.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once in AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
Strike one to start the at-bat. The windup and the 0-1. A bouncer to the left side. Throw in time at first for out number two.
Now batting.
So here's the Mets pitcher, Jacob deGrom. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First delivery to him. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors on the Mets line score so far. And this is a fastball that's right on the black but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now.
And this guy can hit a little bit too, so you just can't lay one in there 2-0.
Now here's the pitch.
Ball 3.
If I'm in the box right now, I'm coming unglued. He is going to throw something over the heart of the plate.
There's a strike with the fastball as he gets back in the count at 3-1.
Stealing that strike on 3-0 was important, but you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate in this situation. I got to believe he's going to be way more aggressive right here.
2 out, nobody on. Who thought he had ball 4, but instead it's strike 2.
Fell behind early in this one 3-0 and has battled back with 2 quality strikes. Interested to see if he catches a big part of the plate right here or tries to get a nibble.
No walks yet. Here's the delivery. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Mets, but they're up 1-0.
Hamilton.
All set for the start of the inning, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Barack Hamilton. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Well, it looked like the fastball got away from him there. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. And a swing and a miss as that looked like self-defense there. It's 2-2.
Not much you could do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
And he struck him out, and that's 8 strikeouts thus far.
He's been in total control out there tonight. Gets the leadoff guy with a strikeout there, and it just seems like we've seen so many off-balance swings and weakly hit balls in this one.
At the plate now, Trent Grisham. As he'll take strike 1 on the inside corner. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
Oh, that was a big mistake right there. This guy might be their best base-stealing threat in the lineup, so now he's got a chance to move into scoring position without even putting the ball into play.
Juan Soto to the plate now, as he'll look at a slider that runs in too far for ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 1-0.
Hey, he's been on point from the start of this game, just pounding the zone with a high 90s fastball. It almost looks like he's gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2. From the stretch. Struck him out, and he becomes the 9th strikeout victim thus far.
I think we're starting to see the frustration mount from this offense. It's been a pretty dominant performance on the mound, and these hitters have had no answer for anything he's throwing up there. That will wear on you if it lasts throughout most of the game like it has here.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and that'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. From the stretch, here's the pitch. As the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. And this is high, a ball and a strike. Here's a look over to first. And he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Grisham leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Runners on the move for second. Strike called. Now the throw down. way late, and he's in there easily at second.
That's pretty savvy base running, right? A lot of pitchers don't throw over twice in a row, so I think he was going on first movement, and it worked out nicely.
One and two. Here it is to third. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Hey, listen, D-Roll, they're not going to complain at all. A base hit is a base hit, even though that's an infield single. And hopefully that's a good sign that things are about to turn for them in this one.
Yeah, there hasn't been a fight at the bat rack, per se, Dan, in this one. I don't care what knock. I don't care if it's a swinging bunt or a home run into the streets. This could get the offense going.
The first baseman, Eric Hosmer, is in. 1-0 the count. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Throw over to the bag, and the runner back easily. Ready with the 1-0. Line drive, base hit to right. And the run will score from third as that ties things at 1.
That base hit was screaming off the bat, and our show track technology more than confirms it. 111 miles an hour was the exit velocity of that line drive.
Here's Will Myers. High in the air down the right field line. Garcia has a read on it. He hauls it in, and the potential go-ahead run will not come around to score. Padres able to pick up 1 on a couple of hits. Bottom of the 6th inning on its way, but first, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with the Mets manager to discuss his thoughts on his club's offense so far, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. Among other things, he brought up their lack of walks as a sign that they're not doing a great job of working the count and laying off pitches outside the strike zone. Going forward, he's hoping to see a better focus on competitive at-bats and more selective swings.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and with it comes Francisco Lindor to the plate.
Shortstop, Francisco.
Now here's the first offering.
Hey, I hope that call doesn't throw him off his game right here. He's been pitching one heck of a game, and I'd hate to see the umpire get in his head right now.
Well, should be 2-0, but he goes way out of the zone to go after that one, and it's even 1-1.
Really feels like he's just on cruise control out there on the mound right now.
Boy, this is a tight one. You kind of get the feeling like the next team that scores is going to win this one.
And he lays off the pitch down and away. Ball 2.
A couple of strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat trying to get ahead and put himself at a good hitter's count.
A shot down the first baseline, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Stepping in next, J.D. Davis. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point. First pitch on its way. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hit the other way out toward right field. Myers is under it. 2 down. So here's Jeff McNeil. 3rd trip to the plate for him here. He struck out and grounded out in his first 2 tries. Now the pitch. And this is up and in, ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 count. The pitch. 3-0 now.
3 balls, no strikes.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. The 3-1 pitch. Takes a pitch for strike number 2.
Man, this guy's in a good groove right now. 7 straight retired. He's locked in.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And that nearly broke our tie, but instead it's a foul ball.
Ah, man, just a hair early on that one and just pulled it foul. It's going to have to find a way to refocus. Not easy to continue an AB after you just went deep foul.
Holds off on the slider, and that's a good idea as it's ball 4.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Pete Alonso. 2 for 2 in the ballgame so far.
Yeah, Matt, and going back to that last at-bat when he hit the homer, that was a fastball that was up in the zone. This guy likes the ball up in the zone, so if I'm on the mound right now, I'm thinking try to keep the ball at the knees and below. He doesn't handle that low pitch quite as well.
On its way is pitch number 75. And a fastball close, but ultimately ruled a ball. 1-0.
Very impressive outing so far. His command has been spot on. Even when he misses his spot, it isn't out over the heart of the plate. He's throwing quality pitches.
Now the 1-0.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
Now the 2-0.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
Now the 2-1.
No reason to sit on anything other than hard stuff in a location you like and drive it right now.
Runner aboard at first here with 2 gone in a 1-1 ball game. Fouled off.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Now a ball ripped into deep center field. Grisham makes the catch to end the inning. Mets leave 1. Score remains tied 1-1. Chris Davinsky is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7. And now Austin Nola. It was a walk in his last trip.
Austin Nola.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Looks like a left-hander has begun to get loose out in that Mets bullpen. Now the 1-0. Drilled right back up the middle, and that finds its way through for a base hit. With that, the inning opens with the Padres getting their leadoff man on base.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
Stepping in now, Marcus Semien, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. The 1-0. is offered at and missed for the first strike.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knees that you can get in the air.
Inside and low, 2-1.
Back-to-back sliders in on the hands. He didn't handle it real well at all on the previous pitch, so why not come right back with it again? Better job of laying off that one, though.
Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. Runner goes for second. Pitch swung on and missed. The throw. And skips in and he's safe. Close play, but he's in there. So they still haven't picked up an extra base hit in this one, but that stolen base at least gets him a guy in scoring position.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what the manager was thinking there, Matt. Hey, if we aren't driving the ball with any authority today, we need to make something happen in a different way. They only need a single to the outfield now to push a run across.
The 2-2. It's the top of the zone. He struck him out looking. C.J. Abrams will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot. First pitch on its way. That's lifted the other way out to left.
Chasing after it is Pilar.
He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out. Now into the box, Barack Hamilton. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
Hoping to keep it tied. Here it comes. Fastball that gets the inside corner. Strike one.
Hey, guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled away.
I mean, he's coming right after him, Matty. 3 fastballs in a row.
From the stretch, the 1-2. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. That one yanked just foul. And this one's in the dirt, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. The payoff pitch. Heading out towards shallow right. Garcia coming on, and he brings it down to end the inning as the go-ahead run is left stranded. Padres lead 1, still tied 1 apiece. Here's Johnson. Will take over on the mound to start the bottom of the 7th. Now at the plate, Avisail Garcia. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Garcia.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And this is lined hard to deep left. Soto is there, and he has it for the out.
I know they say sometimes that these things even out, but that was a bullet line drive that gets caught. He would have represented the go-ahead run.
So now to the plate, Kyle Lewis. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike one. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Myers is after it. He gets there, and that's the second out. Digging in will be James McCann. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. Here's the first pitch. As he'll take a look at a curveball that misses wide for ball one. Action now in the Padre bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's getting loose out there. And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Unless you're willing to sell out and try and take one part of the field out of play and just work the ball up the middle the other way, it's extremely difficult when a guy's throwing this hard to stay back on a breaking ball. You either commit and be all in on a fastball or try and find a way to work the ball the other way to keep you back on the off speed.
The 2-2.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a two-seamer, and the inning is over. Mets go down 1-2-3. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Aaron Luke is in out of the bullpen now as he'll be inserted into the number 6 spot following the double switch. Chris Sharp will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch. Ready to begin the 8th, and next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Trent Grisham. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Well outside with the curveball for a ball. And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. Now the 1-0. Fly ball right down the line in left. Pillar's there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. Next to hit, Juan Soto. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that misses, ball 1.
Good spot to be in right now as a hitter. Count your favor, 1-0. Good time to get a fastball and turn it loose.
The pitch. Changeup laid off down around the shins. That one's in there on the black. 2-1.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Hit down the third baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. 2-2 pitch is fouled away. Pitch on the way. This is pulled into right. Garcia is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone. Up next is Fernando Tatis Jr. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. From the stretch. Lifted in the air to center field. Sharp is underneath this one. And he will put it away to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. Score remains tied 1-1. Brandon Nimmo is up off the bench as he will pinch hit here in the bottom of the 8th in a tie ball game. First offering as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. Now here's the pitch. Hot shot to third and handled for the first out.
Up next to the bat, the center fielder.
So next to bat will be Chris Sharp, and he's getting his first plate appearance here in the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit ago. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1. The 1-1 home.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Count remains 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
That was a big strikeout there, guys. The best pitchers have the ability to strike guys out when they really need to. And that second out was really important at this point of the game. Could be something we look back on later when the game's over.
And that'll bring in the switch hitting Francisco Lindor. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The set and the 1-0. 2 out, nobody on. Swung on, but fouled off to the left. The set and the 2-1. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2. Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
That was kind of a gift to the hitter. He's up there probably thinking of protecting on 2-2. But when you launch a ball that high out of the strike zone, it's obviously easy to take that one.
And he lays off ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
He's set. Here it comes. Ready with the 1-0. 2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side.
He got the fastball where he wanted and just pulled off of it.
The 2-2 pitch. Line drive base hit.
Man, that's a nice job by the batter right there, keeping the front side in. Not easy on a curveball. Would have been easy to throw the front side and hook that foul, but he was able to stay inside and drive it for a base hit.
Mark Melanson enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning. Jeff McNeil will be the next to take a turn as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Lindor over at second. Davis at first. 2 out in the inning. Just off the outside that time. Laid off for a ball. Oh, shaking his head on that knuckle curve. 1-2. And it's fouled away. The set and the 1-2 hit down the line at first. And the inning will end as they're unable to cash in with 2 outs. 2 left for the Mets. Still tied 1 apiece. Brandon Nimmo remains in the game, batting 8th and manning left field. Jonathan Holder will be on the mound to start the 9th inning, and his job will be keeping the ball game tied until the bottom half. All set to start the 9th in this one, and next to bat will be the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. He's set and the pitch. Slapped hard the opposite way. And the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out. Show track is going to give us a better look at that play. You usually don't see third baseman show off a lot of range, but he certainly did there. And to complete the play, uncorked a good hard throw across to first for the out. Nice play all around from the hot corner. So here's Will Myers as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the 0-1 pitch.
1-1.
Changeup just off the black, and it's 2-1. Now here's the pitch. A swing and a ground ball to third. Throw gets him. 2 down. And here's that one again with Showtrack. Great reactions to knock it down with the sliding stop, and almost just as impressive was the throw all the way across to beat the runner. Any way you look at it, a fantastic play. Into the box, Austin Nova, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Ready with the 1-0. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Grounded to the right. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first with time to spare, and the side is retired. Padres down in order. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Up next, the power bat of Pete Alonso. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Hey, great job pounding the zone strike one. When you got a great hitter in the box, you got to get ahead. Count leverage is a must.
Melanson's ready. Here it is on 0-1. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys on this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Into the box now, Avisail Garcia. Yes, he'll take a look at ball one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. A ball and a strike. And that misses. 2-1. Bases are empty. 1 man out. Hard hit ball to short. Speared on the dive. The throw. Wow.
The pitcher, number 52, Jonathan Goldberg.
Luis Guillorme will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher. First delivery to him. And there's ball one. And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2. Now here's the pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Mets. Score remains tied 1-1. Robert Gesellman takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings. Ready now is Marcus Semien. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. A bouncer up the middle. He's got it. Throw to first gets him. 1 out here to lead off the 10th. Andrew McCutcheon is up off the bench to pinch hit here, so we'll see what he can do to begin the extra frames. First pitch of the AB on its way. High and deep down the left field line, but this will wind up being a foul ball. Now the 0-2 pitch pulls this one in the air out to left. Giving chase is Nimmo. He gets there, and that's the second out. The San Diego batting order turns over, and set to go Barack Hamilton, looking to change his fortunes here. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts so far in the game. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Here's the 1-0. Oh, and look at this. High in the air and deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run. A solo shot here to left as they've taken a 1-run lead.
That's a great job by the hitter right there. Extra innings, breaks the tie up. That's not an easy thing to do.
To the plate now, Trent Grisham, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Oh, and this one ran in and got him. And that's twice now he's been hit in this one.
These guys are pros and they're tough, but I know that one hurt. He'll never show it, though. Too much pride at stake.
And now in the box, Juan Soto. Lifetime matchup numbers with Gesellman. He's 2 for 4. First offering on its way as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1.
You know, because this is just a 1-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
The set and the 1-0 pitch is a fastball down below the knees.
Too old to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
Now a move over to first, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. Grisham is off of first with 2 away. turned on down the line. But this will get fouled. 2-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. Hit in the air out to straightaway left field. Nimmo gets under it and makes the catch to end the inning. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. Last chance coming up here for the Metropolitans. It's now 2-1 Friars. Archie Bradley enters the game here an inning later than usual as he'll try to close this one out in the 10th. Ready for the bottom of the 10th here, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, James McCann.
The catcher, James McCann.
Here's the first pitch. They'll try and entice him with a high fastball, but he wouldn't commit. It's ball 1. 1-1 the count now. High and wide. 2 balls and a strike. And he lays off again. Ball 3.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Well, there's only a 1-run cushion to play with, so he's got to be upset after he walked the leadoff man here. Go-ahead run comes to the plate, and there are no outs. This could be a very interesting inning.
And stepping in, Brandon Nimmo. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Here's the first pitch. Well out in front of the breaking ball there for a strike.
I always remember John Smoltz telling me the greatest asset a closer can have is short-term memory. And this situation calls for it right here. He's got to forget that he has any traffic on a base pass and just attack the zone. Hey, guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up, and he was able to put good wood on it.
In now, Chris Sharp, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1.
Hey, this isn't going to be an easy save. These guys are making him work for this one.
Now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. To second for 1, but he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the 1 out. Now to the plate, Francisco Lindor trying to bring in the tying run from third here. Here's the first pitch as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. Tying and winning runs on base here with 1 big out. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Now the 2-0. And a very low strike there. Trying to speed up the game, perhaps. It's 2-1.
Plain to see right there that the manager's sticking up for his hitter, making sure that that strike zone gets a little bit tighter. It's tough to cover both sides of the plate, and they both want that strike zone to be shrinked up a little bit.
Now the 2-1.
Well, somebody's sitting off speed right here. Only way he was late on that heater is he was expecting another changeup.
And he comes back with 1 down and in for ball 3.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Count remains full.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Not quick enough that time, and he's lucky to get another chance. Count remains full. Ready with another two-strike offering. Fouled off. Ready with another two-strike offering. Another foul ball, and this battle will continue. Now a drive to right field. This could do it. Game over. Walk-off home run. So a three-run shot to right center field, and with one swing of the bat, this ball game is over.
Wow, talk about a do-or-die situation. Amazing. They find a way to win the wild card game and advance to the division series. I know the home crowd made a difference, cheering them on, and now they have all the momentum going into the next round.
Four to 2 the final score tonight. The New York Mets come out on top in the NL wildcard game and move on to the division series. Robert Gesellman takes home the win. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
The final line score for our ball game tonight for the victorious